Netflix remaking Go Nagai's Devilman series as Devilman Crybaby presented us with a concise 10-episode marvel of the original story, albeit shortened in some parts. But despite this low screen time, it does a splendid job at portraying the characters, especially the protagonist, Akira Fudo, whose life turns upside down as he goes from a meek little boy into a devil man. As his life drastically changes thanks to his childhood best friend Ryo, so does the world around him. It's his very existence as a human who can control his demon that causes the other demons to start acting more human. And it's his connection to Ryo, who made him a demon in the first place, that eventually allows Ryo to remember that he is Satan, which then results in him speeding up his plan of causing the extinction of humanity on Earth so the demons can inhabit the planet instead. So, in today's video, we're going to be going over the entire life of Akira Fudo to see how within a mere 10 episodes, the world went from one of perceived peace to one that witnessed mass extinction. How did Akira meet Ryo? Akira Fudo was born to highly established doctor parents, namely Reijiro and Kaori Fudo. He had a happy childhood until his parents had to move abroad due to their status in their profession. A saddened Akira was then left in the care of Kaori's friends, the Makimura family. Naturally, Akira grew up as a member of his new family, which is how he got close to Miki Makimura and her younger brother Taro. Both him and Miki ended up joining the track team of their school, Kamigaku, where Miki became a star runner as they grew up while Akira was the slowest. At some point as a child, Akira met Ryo Asuka, who used to live in an orphanage. Their first interaction gave us one of the key moments of the show, with Akira asking Ryo if he's okay and hugging him, extending his empathy. The two would go on to become best friends despite having contrasting personalities, as seen with Akira trying his best to protect and save a dying cat, while the more nonchalant and seemingly heartless Ryo coldly tries to kill it with a sharp object because it's gonna die anyways. The two spend time together, with Akira consoling the people at the orphanage who Ryo may have been bullying. Their dynamic establishes how Akira operates from a place of heart and empathy, unlike the more cold and calculated Ryo. Even at the Makimuras, Akira is seen protecting and defending Miki, possibly because she's being bullied for her mixed lineage. Akira isn't strong enough to stand up to these bullies, and he's a crybaby, but he takes his stand anyways. At some point, the cat Akira has saved dies, and being the titular crybaby, Akira is devastated over it, while Ryo, as usual, is cold about its death. He believes that the cat would have died anyways, but Akira ends up telling Ryo how he is wrong and that he, implying Ryo, is crying as well. Eventually, Ryo departed from Akira's life, not emotionally but geographically, but the two remained friends. Day 1. How Akira turned into the titular Devilman. We're introduced to Akira's life as a teenage high schooler in the first episode of Devilman Crybaby, 10 years following his separation from Ryo. Akira is shown as being the slowest and most feeble runner in his track team, but despite that, he somehow remains dedicated to the sport. Meanwhile, a revered budding athlete from another school has passed away, the news of which spread like wildfire. As the students pass the phone around in discussion, tears stream down Akira's face as he points to Moyoru Koda, a star athlete from the same team. While Koda is not seen crying, Akira mentions that he is, and the deal with Akira's crying here is that he seemingly cries when someone else is. Meanwhile, Ryo is back in Akira's city and claims to need him. After school, Miki goes to the nearby dock where she's intercepted by a group of local rappers. Akira appears soon after as he had been following her and tried to get the guys to stop bothering her, but the situation begins to escalate. Of course, the scrawny Akira will never be able to take the guys in a fight, but to his surprise, a flashy sports car butts in and Ryo steps out of it. The two friends are reunited and hug in a twirling embrace. Right after, Ryo uses a machine gun and shoots at the dock planks to scare off the rappers. As they're both inside the car, we learn that Ryo has been living in America and, as a result, only has an American driving license, not a Japanese one. Ryo talks about needing weapons and having to go against the law for survival in the modern world, especially because vehicles such as the car and the weapons maximize human potential, as humans are no physical match for animals or demons. With this, Akira learns of Ryo's escapades in the Amazon, where he acted as an interpreter for Professor Fikira to ease communication between him and the indigenous tribe there. However, the professor began to act strangely and eventually ignited himself after drinking gasoline. The result of this suicidal act was the burning of a demon that had taken over Professor Fikira's body, confirming the existence of demons and their tendency to merge with humans. Thanks to Ryo, Akira learns about the existence of demons and devils, as Ryo tells him how the tribe natives were demons as well, as demons used to inhabit the planet long before humans. However, if a human and a demon merge without the human losing their will, then that person can control the powers of the demon while remaining human. Ryo is of the belief that people should know about the existence of such creatures so that they can take precautionary measures. So his goal at present was to gather evidence to show the world. With that, he takes Akira to a dilapidated church and claims to want to find the truth together, even at the risk of them being devoured. A naive Akira beams at Ryo's comments as he trusts him wholeheartedly, and they hug again. The two then enter the church and are greeted by the Sinful Sabbath Party. Sinful is something of an understatement to describe this party, as it's seemingly a fiesta of drugs, lust, desire, and the like. However, this isn't enough to bring forth a demon, as it's still way too tame. Demons are drawn to blood and violence, and that's exactly what's necessary right now. So Ryo breaks a bottle and uses it to slash and stab the guests at the party, much to Akira and everyone else's horror. Akira tries to stop him, but eventually both him and Ryo get jumped by the guests. The onslaught of the violence does end up working though, as the demons begin to appear and start merging with people, as Ryo wanted. He very specifically calls out to a demon named Amon and asks him to merge with Akira. However, one of the demons ends up attacking Ryo while Akira runs towards him. At that moment, Amon engulfs Akira and possesses him. This causes Akira to undergo an insane physical change, and he comes out to not just save Ryo, but instantly kills every demon in his vicinity. Ryo notices Akira easily overpowering and tearing apart other demons, and is confirmed that he is now the most powerful and ruthless of them all. However, Akira is someone who doesn't lose his will after getting possessed by Amon, allowing him to become a person who can retain his humanity while using the powers of the demon that possesses him, just like Ryo had predicted. While Amon himself is insanely powerful and not the type of demon who can be tamed, let alone by a human, it's the pure and kind nature of Akira that overpowers Amon's demonic will. Now, as a being who is neither man nor demon, Akira becomes the titular Devilman. Akira's life as the Devilman. Becoming a Devilman not only gave Akira a super powerful form that was 3 meters tall with wings, horns, and a tail, it also permanently altered his base human form. He grew a lot taller, broader, more muscular, and acquired a more stereotypically attractive face, shedding his shorter and scrawnier body and baby-faced appearance. His eyes now have black markings around them, and this new appearance makes him very popular among the women in his school. He's also way faster than before and outpaces everyone else on his track team by a significant margin. Speed aside, Akira also has incredible physical strength now, as he can pull a door right off its hinges without intending to do so. His altercation against the ragtag hip-hop group from the docks also leads to Akira soloing them all with one hand. An important addition to this new form is his increased appetite, as Akira now has inhuman meat cravings and can eat the portion of an entire village alone. He also has an uncontrollable sexual desire, to the point that he uses the projector room of his school to loudly watch pornographic videos and walks out with an enormous erection, proving that the demon possession may have blessed him where it matters most. However, Akira's sudden physical change is too drastic. One cannot possibly change overnight like Akira did, but because the world at large is unaware of the effects of demonic possession, no one pays it much heed. That is, until Akira is caught on camera while running demon-killing errands for Ryo. The photographer, Nagasaki, used to photograph track athletes and had a penchant for Miki, and not in a cute way either. Kind of predatory. However, she would always try to evade him no matter how much he called her or tried to meet her. At some point, on the same day as Akira returning to school with his glow-up, Akira thwarts Miki and Nagasaki's video call. That night, Akira hunts down some demons and is depressed to see them having taken over humans. He transforms in front of them and calls himself a Devilman, as he has control over his powers, but Nagasaki captures him on camera, and with his rage against Akira as it stands, he's hell-bent on selling this information to his superior. When Ryo spots this and realizes that Nagasaki's infrared camera has caught on to their secret, Akira and Ryo have no choice but to avert the crisis, as they cannot let word about Akira get out. The next day, Nagasaki's editor sees the footage, and despite the historical repercussions it could have, he turns it down, as his primary goal is still sexy photo shoots of Miki. The fact that the editor had been possessed by a demon named Gelmer didn't help either, since the demon would never let word about such a thing get out. On the other hand, Celine and Kame learn about the situation and realize that the Devilman in question is Celine's lover, Amon. So they begin to plot to reawaken Amon, in the sense that they want him to gain control over his host. Due to Amon's relationship with Celine, she believes that she'll be able to do so via sexual means. Meanwhile, Akira and Ryo go to Nagasaki's house to destroy the evidence from his computer. Nagasaki leaves his office hell-bent on selling the footage to someone else when Gelmer uses his demon powers to flood his car, as he can turn into liquid and manipulate the substance. He then enters Nagasaki's system via his facial openings and possesses him. He does this as Miki is supposed to visit Nagasaki's place, as he had promised to show her something incredible. In this case, the video of Akira turning into a demon. Miki reaches the possessed Nagasaki's house drenched in the rain and has to bathe in his tub to clean herself. She soon finds out that she's being secretly photographed via a one-way viewable mirror. The blue aquatic demon then leaves Nagasaki's body and merges with the water Miki is bathing in. The water is made to expand and Miki begins to drown. She thinks about Akira, oblivious to the fact that both him and Ryo are on the way. However, Miki gets possessed and talks to the other man who was with Gelmer, making it evident that they're trying to lure in the Devilman Akira. However, Akira comes by himself as he wants to save Miki, and both him and Ryo have heard the entire plan of the demons via Nagasaki's phone. The possessed Miki tries to seduce him to create an opening for the other demon to attack. However, Ryo blows the demon's head off. A chase ensues with Akira chasing after the possessed Miki, while Gelmer's demon accuses Amon of having gone soft due to the human's control over the body. Akira then kisses Miki and sucks out the fluid from inside her, isolating Gelmer and separating him from Miki's body. Using the heat and fire from his body, Akira causes the aquatic demon to dry up and become evaporated before tearing it in half. And then we have Ryo, who cannot risk Miki knowing of Akira being the Devilman, so he wants to shoot her, but of course, Akira fights tooth and nail for her and manages to convince Ryo to keep her alive. Akira's parents are also supposed to return from the USA, and he is seemingly excited to see them, especially his mother. Naturally, Akira goes to the airport to pick up his mom, and he's accompanied by Ryo. However, he's oblivious to his father having turned into a demon and killed a bunch of people from the flight, including his mother. Of course, an altercation takes place between the demon and Akira, with the demon's body having the face of his victims, including Akira's mother. Akira's mother calls out for him and tells him that she's already dead and that her being able to talk is just the demon's ability. Akira then turns into a Devilman and tries to save his father by crying, convincing him to win over the demon possessing him. As his father begins to gain control, the demon kills the father. Devastated, Akira cannot bring himself to kill the demon due to his mother, but Ryo insists that the faces are death masks and everyone is already dead. As his mother attests to Ryo's statement, Akira has no choice but to punch straight through the demon and take it down once and for all, leaving himself a high schooler with dead parents. But what fundamentally changes Akira happens next. For the longest time, Akira has been made to believe by Ryo how demons have no feelings, empathy, emotions, and the like. They're technically pure creatures who operate based on violence and strength. This is also the mindset that he has to latch onto in order to kill demons who are possessing humans, but then comes his interaction with Celine. As a human with the body of a demon, Akira possesses immense sexual desire and lust, as seen by him watching porn in school and getting immensely torqued up at the sight of Ryo's assistant Jenny. His crush on Miki doesn't make things easier, as his demon abilities allow him to see through her clothes if he wishes to. That night, he dreams of having intercourse with a woman and wakes up to having climaxed all over his ceiling. Meanwhile, the demons wish to hunt down the demon who has been killing the other demons. Celine and Kame know that this is about Amon, and this makes Celine hell-bent on reawakening Amon's old heart. Should that fail, she plans to kill Akira. Due to Akira's demonic, lustful situation, he goes around killing demons from the list without Ryo's supervision, and then rushes to Ryo as he struggles to battle his urge to kill. Seeing his state of mind, Ryo gives him wads of cash and asks him to drown his issues with alcohol, gambling, and women. This leads Akira to the red light district, where he's seen walking while crouching and salivating profusely. His lustful condition makes the workers not want him as a customer, despite being in that field of work, until we see Celine in there, who's more than happy to welcome in Akira, or rather, Amon. Celine wants Amon to remember her and believes she can make him do so via her body. She tells Akira his name, but tells him that he has a second name as well. However, he refuses to tell her that. He quickly gets into business with Celine, operating as if he is lustfully devouring her. Meanwhile, Celine grips him tight from under him and morphs into her avian-like devil form as her talons burst out of her body. She then grabs him and takes him up into the sky, calling for Amon to wake up as they fly through the moon. Akira then transforms into the Devilman due to his desire to slam a demon, proving again that Amon does not have power over him. Their ensuing aerial battle results in Akira having the advantage, especially because he's enraged that demons have taken away the people who would embrace him, referring to his parents. He then rips one of her wings off. With Celine losing, Kame is enraged and he transforms into his demonic form as he's in love with her and can't watch her just get killed. He offers to merge with her body to triumph over Akira just for the sake of feeling the joy of victory through her body, even though they would both die. As Kame calls her beautiful, Akira notices his selfless love for her as they merge and charge at him. However, Celine's battered condition causes them to die before they can land the attack. Instead of failing, the merged demons are solidified, with Celine looking confident with triumph due to the sense of perceived victory. Meanwhile, Akira, who had one arm ripped off, realizes that his arm has grown back. The exchange between Celine and Kame also changes his worldview on demons, as he begins to believe they are capable of love. While Ryo testifies against it, Akira is not convinced. A desperate attempt to understand others and make them walk the path of being a Devilman. The story brings back the plot point revolving around star track athlete Moyuru Koda, who allegedly changed overnight as well after his friend Junichi, who was the original star of the track team, died. Moyuru and Junichi were also in love with each other, but the Sabbath party resulted in Junichi's death, with Moyuru getting possessed. Due to this demonic possession, he'd become the fastest runner and physically transformed drastically while not being able to express his emotions in public, hence why he was seen as a nonchalant person by everyone except Akira, who knew from day one that Moyuru was crying. Due to an inter-school tag race, Akira, Miki, Miko, and Koda are all destined to come across one another. Meanwhile, Ryo is convinced that Koda is possessed and wants to reveal his demonic truth to the public to create awareness. For this reason, he gives Akira a special type of drugged water which he wants Koda to drink. The water had already been tested on Akira, who turned into a Devilman and punched a barrier after being bombarded with the music from the Sabbath party after drinking the water, confirming that it works. However, an interaction between Akira and Koda leads to Kira not following through with Ryo's words, as he thinks that there's a lot in common that he has with Koda. However, before the run starts, Ryo ensures that Koda drinks it. As the race takes place, Koda and Miko get into a rivalry, with both of them having been possessed by demons. While Akira is supposed to be the anchor, he fills in for Miki's part by snatching the baton away so that he can get closer to Koda. While running, he tries to convince Koda to win over the demon that possessed him and tells him that he too is on a similar boat. Ryo suddenly begins to broadcast images from the Sabbath party across the field, showing footage of naked girls that Koda has no choice but to see, causing him to transform into a bovine demon in public. Akira's pleas asking Ryo to stop falls on deaf ears. Now transformed, Koda goes berserk, killing multiple people and causing the place to turn into a bloodfest as he rampages across the stadium. Ryo takes the opportunity to make the public broadcast announcement of Koda being a demon, while Akira tries to calm the runner down, hoping to turn him into a Devilman like him. Later that day, Akira notifies Ryo that he has killed the demon, but we soon learn that this isn't true. Fortunately, he's managed to make Koda suppress the demon, and he wishes to take this opportunity to make him a Devilman as well. However, Ryo's revelations has resulted in a global quarantine, which has been aggravated by human-on-human violence as they're seen killing one another. Even Miki finds herself at threat as people are using her speed on the field as a parameter to consider her a demon. Akira manages to make Koda control his demon, and he also learns about Miko being a Devilman too. At the same time, Miki's brother Taro gets possessed by a demon and ends up eating a dog. His mother sees this, and she quietly takes Taro to a church to cleanse him and leaves the Makimuras and Akira with a message. Her husband, Noel, begins to fear for her and searches for her, only to find her being eaten by Taro in the tent while the kid was in his demon form. Desperate, he decides to shoot at his own son when the military spots him and shoots through him and the other two. Meanwhile, Akira, who is on his way to find them, does so right after they've all been killed, which leaves him devoid of more people who love and care about him and who he loves and cares about as well. Ultimately, he buries them when he's intercepted by the demon Zenon, who is a general in the demon army and a former close ally of Amon's and Celine's. The two of them fight, but before the demons can come together and kill Akira, Psycho Jenny stops them as it's Satan's wish to keep him alive. Of course, a big plot twist in the story is that Ryo is Satan. Anyways, Miko soon arrives in her demon form and rushes after, securing Akira's body and saving him. However, Koda arrives soon after and sides with the demons instead of humans, despite being a Devilman, due to having a higher chance of survival by doing the former. Climax! Truth about Akira revealed, Miki's death, Ryo as Satan. That night, Akira has to return to the Makimura residence and tell Miki about the death of her family. Naturally, Akira is crying while he has to do so, and this takes place in the presence of Miko and some of the guys from the rap group. Meanwhile, Ryo goes on live television and reveals the truth about demons to everyone. Akira watches this and the others in Miki's living room, but things hit the ceiling when Ryo mentions how his friend Akira too has a demon inside. He tells the world anyone who looks different out of the blue or acts differently is a demon, as demons are formed due to a dissatisfaction from society. His goal is to rile humans against one another and make them kill each other so that demons can inhabit the earth again. But of course, this part isn't revealed to anyone. Even Akira is unaware of Ryo being Satan. His situation at this point is one where he feels immensely betrayed by Ryo. The gang of rappers draw their guns on him and he becomes a prime target. Some of the gang members rally a mob to the Makimura household while Miki takes a stand for Akira on social media. Innocent human beings are being tied to crosses and lynched by the people for acting differently under the guise of being demons. Akira, being Akira, rushes to the spot in his demon form to stand for their and his own innocence innocence, proving how he is a Devilman with a heart. While this shtick works out, and alongside Miki's online support, other Devilmen began to rally alongside him, the mob tries to burn the Makimoto residence down in Akira's absence. With everyone in Akira's life dead and Ryo having betrayed him, Akira is left with no one but Miki, who he's still desperate to protect. But while he's not present, Miki is killed by the mob, and Akira reaches the scene of the action to the sight of her head on a stick. Horrified at the sight, Akira breaks down as the woman he loves is no more and he's all alone. He then claims the humans to be the real demons, and while he managed to retain his goodness throughout everything, he lost his final shred of humanity with Miki being killed. As a result, he incinerates everyone out of rage. In the final episode, Akira and Ryo confront each other as Akira carried Miki's head. He asks Ryo why he betrayed him and humanity as a whole as they stand on the same seaside cliff where they had met. However, here is where Akira learns that Ryo is not human, but Satan himself, an angel who was exiled by God for defying his will. He tells his story to Akira, with him being reborn on Earth but having lost his memory until very recently while having Psycho Jenny by his side. Ryo reveals he caused Akira to merge with Amon out of every demon because he wanted Akira to be strong enough to survive the onslaught of extinction and live in the new world with him. Of course, Akira ends their friendship. A battle ensues among the demons and the Devilmen while humans begin to use their nuclear weapons. However, Satan causes natural calamities. Akira, although strong, isn't strong enough for Satan. So when Ryo attacks him, he slices Akira and the moon in half. In the end, we see a world where no human has survived. Ryo, or Satan, sits on a cliff, surrounded by an ocean of blood with Akira lying beside him. He talks to Akira and reminisces on their past together. He thinks about their conversations and claims that love doesn't exist. And because love doesn't exist, neither does sorrow. However, Ryo soon realizes that Akira is not talking. He looks beside himself to see that Akira is dead, with half his body having been cut off by Ryo's attack. Suddenly, Ryo starts feeling uneasy and hurt because Akira is no more. He was the only person he cared about and loved, but now Akira was dead. This time, Satan is devastated and pleads with Akira not to leave him as he cries for the death of the only one he ever loved. Marvelous verdict! The final scene establishes the fact that Ryo, or Satan, does love Akira. Demons aren't incapable of love after all, as seen with Kame and Celine as well. The difference is, anime comes with rampant shipping culture and yaoi is a huge subculture. This has led people to assume that there is a romantic love interest between Ryo and Akira, or rather Ryo romantically loved Akira. Certain small deals attest to this, such as them hugging in a twirl, Ryo trying to protect Akira by making him merge with Amon, and him breaking down over his death. However, whether it's romantic love or not is up to personal interpretation. It may not have been. Platonic love can be very strong in and of itself. Akira too loved Ryo, but we know that he only had romantic love for Miki. This is a situation similar to Kaworu and Shinji, with the two boys having romantic subtext in their relationship, but no confirmation. It is possible that the creators do this intentionally for the audience to perceive it as per their views, so a solid answer to the question would be that Satan did love Akira, but the love was not necessarily romantic. With that, today's video comes to an end. What did you think? Let us know your thoughts about Akira Fudo in the comments section down below, and until next time, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.